welcome back to my podcast, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Emilia, this is Emilionstyle. This is where I'm talking mostly about my knitting, spinning, sewing, sometimes crocheting, but that has not happened in a while. I'm coming from Sweden. I'm living in Sweden with my husband, our 4 lovely children, our 6 crazy dogs on a farm where we have ducks, turkeys, hens, and rabbits. It had been a long while, it's been a month since I last recorded, and yeah, it had been, sorry for the cursed language, but it had been a hell of a lot for weeks, I promise. I will talk about that more in the end, and in the life update stuff. I have not had my surgery yet, so it's nothing to do about that. As you can hear, my voice is a little bit sore because I have been sick and I'm still sick. And I thought if I don't record now, I will probably not do it for another month or 2, so I will just pull the bandage off real quick and just do a podcast. Yeah, it had been 4 weeks, 4 long, hard weeks, but I have done some knitting, and I have 1 finished object, and I will try not to shake the camera. I have actually 4 finished objects, but just 1 I can show you, because the other 3 is socks, and my husband is actually having 1 pair on him and 2 in his locker on his job. So we can just start with the fun stuff before I'm starting to rambling, and you can just get lost in all of my crazy time it have been. So I will try to not ramble on and digress so much. So we can just start with the finished objects, and the first one is a sweater, and it's this beautiful Death of Night from, I cannot remember the designer right now. I will pop it on the screen. You probably already see the name on the screen. And I just love it. I love these bird skulls. It's just so much me. But if you are a returning viewer, or if you in some way know me, you see it's pink and it's green. I'm actually not a person who like pinks, and I don't like to compare mix green with pink at all, or I should say I have not liked to do that before, but actually this year I tried. I cannot speak all the words. This year I gravitate to use just pinks and green all the time. I don't know, it's a new love for me. And I love this. This is knitted in drops alpaca and mohair. What mohair did I use? Do I have the... I don't even have a ball band left. It was meant for my dress I was talking about the last time, but I forgot it because of... I did knit all to the waistband on the dress, and alpaca is quite drapey, and with the mohair I thought I would make it more light and a little bit more airy, but it's actually started to be too see-through and too hot and too thick of a fabric, so I decided to frog it, but I will still do the dress. The dress I'm talking about is she from the wrong area that I have drawn myself and playing with right now. But I have to choose another type of yarn. Cotton, no, that would be too heavy. Maybe I will go for, I don't know, a worsted spun merino or something. I don't know. I have to play around with it, and it's hard when you're doing a swatch that are quite little, and you would try to take everything in count to a big dress, because it's gonna be knee length and long sleeves, so it will be a lot of fabric, so it will have some weight on it. So do you have any type of recommendation of good yarn for a quite long dress? I will be more than happy. So this one, and the pink one is Holst Super Soft, and I had a little tag I had to sew in so I know what's back back and front, because you can see it on the short rows, but in the mornings I just pull something on and often it's back. The back is on my front. So to actually avoid that problem, I did sew in a little beautiful note or tag, maybe I should say. But I love this one, and actually my mom have already sold this one once, and I can tell you like this, I don't think it's actually was completely dry before she stole it after I blocked it. She was so eager, but she is into this bird skulls too. I know we are a little bit crazy over here, but that's great. Crazy is a good thing. So that's my unfinished object to show today. And as I said, socks. I will probably pop in some pictures of the socks. It's just plain vanilla socks with sock yarn from Limo. Limo design. So I hope I don't talk too fast. I feel a little bit stressed. So I will just take a sip of coffee and try to breathe a little. Then we can go on to works in progress. My yellow cardigan is not finished yet. I am actually soon finished with it. I didn't take it with me. It's hanging right over there. I don't think you can see it, but it's attached to a cone of Holst Super Soft, and I had actually pinned the cone down into my table so the cone don't gonna fly away on the stand, so I don't gonna take it and show it. But I have maybe 1 decimeter to go on the second sleeve, and then it's gonna be done. And I'm eager to have that off my needles. But in the meanwhile, when I'm working on that, I don't know why I do feel that Holst Super Soft is quite rough on my hands, because I really do like rough, more rustic yarn. But Holst Super Soft is something different, because it actually, if you can see my finger, it's actually cutting into my finger, and I don't have this problem with any other yarn, and I don't know why, because I don't feel like tightening this yarn more or less than any other yarn I use. So I cannot work with this yarn, Holst Super Soft, in the pace like I want to. So it takes a lot of time. So I have thrown in some other stuff between just to get my fingers some rest. and I started this beauty. It's almost done. Let me see if we can hold it up more. This is the Ariel Pullover from EweKnit, and now I just have to do the sleeves, and my little ice cream progress keeper is just showing what's the front. But I really love this design. Let's see if we can try to pull it on. You can see it better. And I love this Japanese leaves and this type of neck. And I, for a moment, I see if I can start to show you more how it looks. I really love this one. For a moment when I was knitting this and I was done before I blocked this part, the body, I thought maybe I should do this like a vest instead. But no, I did rethink and I will actually go with the sleeves because it's more likely I'm going to wear it like a sweater or a pullover and like a vest, because I really don't wear vest so often. But maybe I will knit another one. And this one is also knit in drops alpaca. It's also from the dress. So I'm trying to use this up so I can get rid of it, because I need the place in my stash. I'm not trying to stash bust, I'm just trying to make more room for new yarns. So I really like this one. I think it's gonna be used a lot, just because it's airy. I'm not gonna overheat, and I'm just gonna try to put this off myself. This is the hard part with one actually function arm. So this I hope to have done really soon, because I'm just waiting for some 9-inch circular needles to do the sleeves. I didn't have the right size, and I do not have an interchangeable needles. I just lost the word. Like always. And there's my little baby, my little falcon. The other two are inside, it's in the sofa. So I had to order new ones, and they will actually arrive today to my mailbox. So I hope to go and pick them up later and finish this one. Yeah, so that's almost done, and I have not done so much more on my other whip. This is the little yellow sweater from Andrea Mowry. See it in a navy blue, and yeah, I have not done, I think I have done like 4 or 5 rows on this one. I don't know why it goes so slow. Maybe it's just because you work it back and forth that put me off. Maybe, or maybe because I'm just trapped in this beautiful Ariel Pullover instead. The Ariel Pullover have been on my wish list for a long time. I actually grabbed that pattern when it was free. I'm subscribed to EweKnit's newsletter, so every now and then you get the newsletter, and this pattern is free, and then you can just download it. So I grabbed that pattern a long time ago when it was free, and then I have just sit on my desk and just waiting for the right yarn and the right time, and now it is. So the little yellow sweater have taken the back seat for a while, but that's okay because I need all my crazy cast-ons when I had my surgery, because then I am not allowed to move and not allowed to use my arms so much. Then it's just good to have a few things on my needles that I can work on, and it will be fine. And that's also the case with my Icelandic cardigan I was talking about last time, because I have not worked on this at all. I have even stolen the needles to another project, and that other project was actually the Ariel Pullover. The reason to why I have not worked on this is just because I'm waiting for some new of this alpaca följetråd from Sannes Garn, and I could just go to my local yarn shop and pick up some of it, and I probably will, because now I have waited for 3 weeks to this to arrive, and I think I'm going to use this in another project too, but I'm not allowed to meet people right now. And I will talk about that more in the end, and that's how with the surgery to do. So I have just ordered some of this and waited to arrive to my mailbox, because this is the only one I have left, and I need 2 more balls, I think it was, but I ordered 4 because this is so soft. And I have actually looked at a cardigan to my little Alva that I want to knit, and it's gonna be mohair in that one, and she cannot have mohair in her sweater, so this would be a good option for it. So otherwise, I have also cast on a hat, and this is the Harlow hat, also from Andrea Mowry. It's 2-color brioche. I don't think you can see it. Maybe if I show it. And this is for my husband, so he shows them the colors, and that's quite good, because I have been stuck with these 2 for ages now. It was supposed to be in a sweater. I cannot remember the sweater's name right now. I will pop it on the screen. But after I knitted a top to Alva in this one, I realized that I don't want to use it in a sweater, because this pulls like crazy, and I tried the helical knitting on her top, but I didn't like the result at all. Not in a whole sweater for me. The sweater is a type of a basket weave patterning, and then you have a quite fun yoke. The sweater is already quite busy with all the texture, so the patterning of the color of the yarn or the pulling and micro striping, it's gonna be too much for me. I'm more like subtle and a little bit more toned down, so I decided I still gonna do that sweater, but I will have to choose another yarn, and I actually thinking of maybe do it in my own handspun. So this coming along quite good. I'm only working on this when I'm watching some TV or listening to my audiobooks, but I always listen to audiobooks when I'm knitting anyway. But when I'm tired to do something else and I just want something mindless, so he had to wait for his hat. But it will probably be done pretty fast. I just had to buy some new needles, shorter needles. I think this is 40 centimeter needles and 2.5 instead. I started to knitting it on 3mm needles, or 3.25mm, I don't remember, but I didn't like the fabric, so this is a little bit tighter, and I chosen to do the biggest size instead for him, because it's brioche, it's have a lot to give. Anyway, so it's gonna be a little bit denser fabric, and I think he will like that more. That's probably, no, I have a sock. Also, I have a sock. I always have a sock on the go. This is the first one. Here's the second one. I have starting on. It's also for my husband. I think I'm knitting him a pair of socks every week, and he is crazy about this plain vanilla socks, and it's always in Limo Design's hand-dyed sock yarn. I really love her sock yarn. It's sturdy, it holds up so well. I have struggling for years to find a good yarn for my husband's socks, because he wear his socks to pieces, and this holding up so nicely. And I actually have to send her a message and ask her if I can buy some undyed of her yarn to have some contrast colors, because I don't know what base she uses, but it's the best. So if you have the opportunity to go and buy some of her hand-dyed sock yarn, do it. You will not get disappointed, I promise. And this is the colorway Weird Potatoes, I think it was, if I don't remember too bad. And it's orange and some reds and pinks and a little bit purple and yellow and a tiny bit of white, and I just love them. And this colorway, it's the socks he have on him today, is the Psychotic Turkey. And I just love it. I love it. I love them all. And I also have a new one. Hang tight. Now you have to see my mess, but that's okay. And yeah, I have pyjama pants on, and I'm gonna stay in my pajamas all this day, even though I'm gonna go to the mailbox. I don't care. This is the other sock yarn. That's gonna be a pair of socks for my husband when this pair is done. And this is the Goldfish Have Cough or something like that. I think it's called Guldfisk med kikhosta, if I don't remember it all too badly now. But I love them, I really do. And the best part with it, I have almost, I think I weighed this, I think I did put it 52 grams left, and this skein is 100 grams, so I have a little bit more and half of a skein left, and I can do him 2 pairs of socks, or maybe do some shorties for my oldest daughter. She's loving shorty socks. I cannot do another pair of socks for my oldest son. That will be impossible because he has so big feet. Or maybe use it for the little ones, but They don't use socks so often. I don't know why, but they don't. So we shall see where it ends out. So it's more or less everything I'm working on right now. And as I said, the yellow cardigan too. That's my priority right now. It has been on hibernation for a long time now, so now I have to work on that. So that's what I'm up to right now, and now I'm eager to cast on something new, and I don't know what I will cast on. I'm eager to cast on something for my oldest son, and I don't know. I will probably figure something out. So that's all for the knitting. I do have some blankets. I have actually started a blanket bits and bobs for my youngest son. It was so funny because I was watching was it the Crazy Sock Lady or was it Jana from Finnish Knitting Story? Some of them. And I have worked on a Cozy Memories blanket to him for a while, but seriously, I have lost the steam. Here is his coziest memories blanket, and here I do have a knitting needle. I have lost the steam. Oh, that's the wrong side of this one. It's not so big, and instead of more squares to add, it's starting to disappear because this row was finished. But when I was watching that podcast, I think it was Jana from Finnish Knitting Story. He was watching with me, and he just said to me, "Mom, I have think. Yeah, what did you think about? I want that blanket instead." And I couldn't be more happy. So I actually do work of 1 squares from his coziest memory blanket and hold it together with just some bare white, and I've started a bits and bobs to him. I actually started 2, so I do have one that I'm holding 2 DKs together because I have so many DK scraps lying like everywhere, and one in fingering weight. And in my mind I think I'm gonna have one of them finished before his birthday. He's turning 6 the 20th of March. Probably that's not gonna happen, but I would try, because now I have set a goal for myself that I have to work 30 minutes on the DK and 30 minutes on the finger weight bits and bobs every single day. So I have put it on my phone with a reminder that I have to work for 1 hour on the 2 blankets and see to get something done, because I have promised him a blanket and he will have a blanket. but I don't think it's gonna be finished before his birthday though, because that's quite soon. Yes, so that's all for the knitting stuff. That's all. And the blankets, I cannot show them because they are upstairs. And yeah, so otherwise, what have I done? I have done some spinning, and this will actually go into a brioche shawl, I think. I have no plan for it, that it's settled in stone right now. And this is a batch from Limo Design. It's from the same batch, and this is why I think I need a new spinning wheel. And then I mean a new spinning wheel. I will never give up on my old lady. But I can only spin up like 50 grams when I apply it. 100 grams if I do lace and fingering. But if I can apply it, I will end up with just this type of mini skein. This is actually just weighing 45 grams, and my bobbin, it's gonna be full. My bobbins is not bigger than these, and this is my biggest one, and this is beautiful brown merino. And that's quite sad because I wanted to have more of the colors mixed together. Now it's gonna be just sections, but I would probably figure something out. And when I'm talking about her batch, it's this type of beautiful bats, and this is named Kraxikals, sore throat. And when I say they are beautiful, I mean they are beautiful. And I think I have this thing up so I can show you more properly. I will just try to fold this out. So this is the beautiful batch, and it's quite rustic yarn, but I love it. I love it so much. I really do. I can just use it like a blanket instead. Maybe not. And I currently spinning another batch from her. I will see if I can. It's attached to my spinning. See if I can pull out some of my spin and show it. It's glitter, it's some yellows, it's some reds, it's some locks, cotton locks in it, and I'm just in love. I'm just in love. But I have not been spinning for like 2.5 weeks now, because I have not had the time, and I'm not going anywhere. I just reach for something, sorry. But I have also spun up the yarn for my socks to the sock spin along that Carrie from my wool mitten farm here on YouTube are hosting. This is how it ended up. Oh my god, it's showing so badly. And it's blue, gray, and a little bit of greens and reds in it. And it's a 2-ply. I was aiming for a 3-ply, but I didn't, because this pair of socks I have to cast it on really soon. It will be a pair of long socks, like almost knee-high socks, and it will be my bed socks, because I don't freeze. I like winter. It's my favorite season on the year. I can have cold temperatures below freezing every single day on the air with the snow. It will be perfect for me. But I'm always freezing on my feet. My feet are always freezing, and it don't matter if it's summer or winter. So I always sleep with socks on. So this would be a pair of lace long socks for me. Nobody else can have that. It's for me. So I think that was all for the spinning. I do not have any type of other. No, I did lie. I have actually a quite big spinning plan, and that is with these lovely fibers. This fiber is Ireland wool, Irish wool. I cannot, my brain don't work. And this fiber I actually got in a beautiful package of my friend Suzanne from Wild Cottage Ireland here on YouTube. I will link her below. I will also link Carrie down below. So I sent her a bag before Christmas, but it actually arrived after Christmas with some hand-dyed yarn. Just a little package to show how much I appreciate her. She's a lovely person, a wonderful soul. And she sent me these, and she sent me a book about Celtic mythology. And I can say, the moment that book arrived with some cards, that's also upstairs right now. Why didn't I grab it? I couldn't put it down. I'm a big fan of mythology and folklore, if you didn't know it. But I am, and I really love that book. I have read it, parts of it, every single day when it's from the day that it arrived, and I have also reread it, parts of it, many times, just because I think it's so interesting. And I'm so happy for the package. I was so surprised about the beautiful fibers and the book and the card and her handwritten card. I'm so happy and I'm so grateful. But anyway, this is quite rough. So she wrote in her postcard, it's not meant to be a garment. It's just for fun. And the fun part is it arrived in the most perfect time you can ever think. Now we will go more or less into life stuff. So if you not are interested on the life stuff, just chit chats and some updates, I'm pleased that you joined me to this part, and I'm thankful to have you here. And if you want to leave now and don't hear the rest of it, I hope you have a lovely day. And if you stay, that's good too. But anyway, me and my husband have moved up the stairs. So our bedroom is right up over my living room right now. That was my oldest son's room before. But it is just this stair and then you are right in the room. So it's no door, nothing like that, and you have to go through that room to get to my oldest daughter's room. So she had to go through his room to get to her room. Yeah, that's not quite so funny when you are 14 years old soon. My oldest son will turn 14 the 30th of March. The 13th of March. Anyway, so he wanted some space and he also wanted some privacy. I understand that. He's starting to be a big boy now. So he wanted my and my husband's bedroom. I have recorded in that room many times. It have a door and it's also the only room on that side on the house. So he's quite alone and he has his space. The only things that maybe is disturbing him is the dogs. So we changed rooms, and that room is much bigger than my husband's old bedroom. And I thought I will have some beautiful, like rugs that you can sit on the floor, because the little ones often comes up to us every morning when it's weekends, stuff like that. And Victor will always play with his Lego on the floor, and our floors is cold. It's an old house, it's 200-year old, and the floor it's quite cold, and I don't have a rug upstairs yet, so I thought I will make a little rug that they can use sit on the floor upstairs when they are playing in our bedroom on the mornings. So that I will use that beautiful Irish wool too. And yeah, that's quite all of the crafty stuff. But as I said, it had been 4 crappy weeks. I have been sick. The youngest ones have been sick. I will not go into so much more details on it because yeah, everyone is sick now. And I also received a devastated news about a very close friend to my family. I will not go into any details about that here to respect of her, but it had been a hard time, and it's gonna remain a hard time for a long while. And sometimes life is not so sweet and wonderful. Sorry. And yeah, my oldest son have got a girlfriend. She's a beautiful, kind, wonderful girl. And yeah, so he's high over the moon, in love with this beautiful young girl. And she's coming in to our family like a big, bright sun. And I really like her. Maybe I should have to knit her a pair of socks too. Yeah, probably. So that's a good thing. It's have not been only bad things when I have been gone. It have been quite good things too. And now I can actually talk about it. My husband did quit his old job and started his new job, and he's starting his new job for real today. And he quit his other job with really short notice to his old boss. And the reason for that is because his old boss is a jerk. I cannot say it anyway. Not his boss, that the closest boss he had. His was an angel, and a really angel. But then they got a new boss for 2 years ago, and she, oh my god, she could write him a message like 11 o'clock at night and told him he's gonna start like 5 in the morning instead of 9 in the morning. And no, it had been too much, and he have worked almost all the weekends, and he have worked nights, no, not nights, but evenings, and right after he have worked days. So he have been so tired, and he have also been so angry. And I understand him, because this stress that you don't know when you're gonna start, where you're gonna go from, because he's a truck driver, and his old job now, he drive garbage, like, no, garbage on the truck. But he also in a sudden have to work on like the station where all the garbage turned up, and he actually don't belong there because he's the truck driver. But everything become a mess when this new boss come in to this company he worked before. So he got another job as a truck driver, but now he is driving like building material to a small company that is a company that I know pretty well because my best friend's boyfriend, fiance, and he is my relative. He's my mom's cousin. So I have more or less, he's my family, right? We spend a lot of time together, and we have always done. And his girlfriend is my best friend in the entire world. He have worked for this company there, where it's my husband working right now, for ages, like forever. Then he graduated from school. So I know that it is a wonderful company. The bosses is so nice, and all the co-workers are so nice. And it was a long time ago I actually seen my husband this happy when he come home from work, and just that he is able to work just daytime now. He can spend more time with his family, because before he could work for, he could drive off from home like 9 o'clock in the morning and back at home with 8, 9, 10 in the evening. So then the small ones are already sleeping. So he's happy, I'm happy. And that's been a big relief from his stress, and that make me feeling so much better. And it actually makes everything more easy, because now I can plan out the days with dinner and all the things that had to be done. So that's a good thing. But the other things that have been not so good, I should already been have my surgery. This actually the last Friday it was meant to be, but because I was sick I had to reschedule, so the surgery will be the 10th of March. That's okay, that's a Friday, and the Monday after my oldest son turning 14, so I have to prepare everything before the surgery, and hopefully my mom will do the cake, or even better if my oldest sister is coming home, because she's a queen of cakes. That would be perfect. But I have also my birthday in March. The 6th of March is my birthday. I'm turning 32 years old, and not 35 as I thought, but my oldest daughter had to remind me I'm not that old yet, but I'm feeling like I'm 95 years old, so 1 year more or less doesn't matter. And the 20th of March, my little Victory is turning 6 years old. So the month March is 3 weeks of birthdays over here. Mine, my biggest one, and my youngest son. Yeah, I don't know why rambling about that. Yes, now I know, because I actually do planning to do a birthday cast on a pullover that's called Elena Pullover from EweKnit. I will pop in a picture here. It's knitted with 2 strands of mohair. I'm not gonna knit it in mohair at all. I'm gonna use the 2 cones of Oxford, the colorway Oxford of Holt Super Soft and Pink Fuzz. I think it's called Pink Fuzz. Also a cone I have that is this color, this pink color, just because I have so much. And hopefully it will be good, so I can work those 2 cones up and get rid of some more yarn I have sitting around here. And I'm also planning on I'm planning a lot. I'm planning to cast on the Spark, it's called the Spark, cardigan from Andrea Mowry. This is probably gonna be the year I, 1, go out of my comfort zone when it's come to colors, and 2, gonna work all Andrea Mowry's pattern. It sounds like that. But anyway, I think that's all I have to share for now. I will just remind you of I still have these bags in my Etsy shops, and I still do have a discount code. I think it's 10 or 50% off, and I think the discount code was Victory. You have to subscribe to my channel to use this code. Just a little bit of a thank you if you want a bag and you are a subscriber to my channel. So go and grab a bag. And the code is gonna run for, I will link everything down below. The code will be active to the 20th of March when my youngest son turns 6. And yeah, I think that is more or less all. It will be new bags in a new fabric. I will sure have a shop update and talk about those bags more in the next episode. And it's not gonna go 1 month between now. I think I have gone through the worst part of being a mess right now. So anyway, that's all for today. I know I was all over the place, and I hope you liked this episode, and I hope you have a good 2 weeks. I will not be back before 2 weeks, that's for sure, and that you have a lot of time for your craft, and I will see you soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you all have not already done it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.